Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Batwoman Season 2 review series. And today I am going to be talking about episode 17, Kane, Kate, which I have just finished watching. And this was absolutely fantastic. I think this episode was certainly one of the best ones of Season 2. And I've said from the very beginning that although this season has had a couple of little clunker episodes along the way, by and large, I would definitely say that Season 2 has been a lot more better than Season 1, even though Season 1 still had some very good episodes. But I would probably say that Season 2 has been a lot more stronger, and the last few episodes they've really put out some very strong ones, and this one was no exception, because what we have been seeing over the course of Season 2, especially the last few episodes, is we've seen that Kate Kane is not only alive, but she's been completely brainwashed and corrupted by Black Mask, and she's had her whole face reconstructed thanks to Alice's handiwork. And even though Kate Kane has been completely recasted with a different actress, it's still Kate Kane, but it just feels like a completely new character, and that's not a bad thing. I think in order for the Kate Kane character to grow, you need to make some changes. And to me, it just feels like this is a brand new character, but it's still Kate Kane, but very different, so to speak. But I've enjoyed this episode a lot, and I didn't realise that episode 18 is actually going to be the season 2 finale, because I knew it was coming up, but I thought maybe we had maybe 2 more episodes to go, but episode 18 will actually mark the season 2 finale, and it's been a hell of a ride. I can honestly say that it's been a hell of a ride, and time certainly flies when you're having fun, and this has been a very fun season. Really enjoyed this one a lot, and I'm very curious to see how season 2 is actually going to end, because we know that Batwoman has been picked up for a 3rd season, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to wrap all of these little story arcs that have been going along side by side with each other. So I'm just curious to see how they're going to wrap this up, among other things as well, that we've been promised that we could see. So with that all said, let's get right into it. Let's talk about episode 17, Kane, Kate. So this episode starts off with Batwoman interrogating one of Cynos's security guards, who claims that he's gone underground, and Luke and Mary don't believe it. So we see the 3 of them are trying very hard to track down Kate, who wandered off in the last episode, and Ryan ultimately finds her drinking at the hold-up. Ryan and Mary take Kate back to their apartment, where Kate recognises Mary for the first time. The Bat team decide to give Kate time to heal and try to track down Alice for help, because they feel that she is the only one who could actually help get Kate Kane's memory back. We then see Mary finds Alice over Ocean's corpse, refusing to believe that he's dead, and noticing Alice's grief, Mary lies and says Kate is okay. Ryan argues that Kate has trauma that hasn't been dealt with yet, but Luke argues that she'll be able to survive it, because when she was Batwoman, she survived all sorts of traumatic things before her, and she'll pull through this. And then he offers Kate her old journals and her old motorcycle to help jog her memory. Kate drives her old motorcycle to an abandoned TV studio where she meets Cynosis and Sapphire. Kate reveals that she's actually still the Cersei persona and has double-crossed the Bat team to get intel on the Batcave. I knew she couldn't be trusted, and I knew there'd be a twist, but this was some really good storytelling with this Cynosis and Kate Kane persona going on. Sophie and Ryan talk about Kate's status, and Ryan decides to move out of Mary and Kate's loft and argues that she probably needs to give up the Batwoman mantle as well. Cynosis recruits Taravov and his fellow corrupt crows to work for the Falseface Society with the help of a massive arsenal of weapons. Taravov worries that he's just part of another system, but Cynosis offers him the opportunity to be the Machine. Could he become the new Bane, perhaps? Because you did see Bane's venom tubes and stuff, so you never know. Sophie tells Ryan about the corrupt crows being recruited into the False Face Society, and she steals evidence of it. When Ryan returns to the Batcave, she finds Luke and Mary ignoring her and spending time with Kate. Meanwhile, Ryan returns to living in her van and decides to spend the rest of her time as Batwoman to take down Cyanosis. Suddenly, Ryan is arrested and framed for stealing Snakebite and brought directly to Cyanosis. They both reveal that they know each other's secret identities, and Ryan sympathizes with Cyanosis about what happened to the real Cersei. Luke and Mary discover that Ryan was set up and go to Kate for help. Kate, meanwhile, is meeting with Sophie, who's trying to help her jog her memory about their romantic history and their feelings for each other. Kate and Sophie go to help Ryan, and Kate agrees to suit up as Batwoman before turning and hitting Sophie, Luke, and Mary with tranquilizer darts and locking them in the Batcave elevator. So what we could see here is maybe a Batwoman gone rogue. That could be cool. I think that could actually work. Kate makes her way through the Batcave, finding an abandoned meeting room and other stuff that Bruce Wayne collected as his time as Batman after he defeated all of his rogues gallery. She finds a case filled with Batman's trophies, including the Mad Hatter's hat, Poison Ivy's vine, a bit of Clayface's mud, Killer Croc's tooth, Penguin's umbrella, Joker's joy buzzer, and of course Bane's venom. Ryan's parole officer refuses to believe that she's been set up by Cyanosis and the GCPD until Ryan tells her that she's Batwoman. See, this is kind of going back to what I said back in the season 1 review that I did on Batwoman. I don't like the idea that the secret identity just gets tossed around like a piece of meat. So I said, "Oh, I'm Batwoman, by the way." You know, I get that you want to tell people you trust, but you know, going by old Batman comics, the secret identity is very, very sacred, and it shouldn't just be thrown around like that. That's my only issue that I've had with these shows, is that the secret identity just gets tossed around like that. So yeah, I'm this, or yeah, I'm that. You know, it's like, okay, that's fine. That's my only issue I have with that. But other than that, it's all good. But just the secret identity thing, would like it to do exactly what it says on the tin. With NC2, GCPD officers try to attack Ryan and the parole officer, but Ryan fights back, which proves to the parole officer that she is actually Batwoman. She gives her key card to help escape. With NC, Ryan returns to the Batcave and tries to free everyone, but is chased by Kate/Cersei. Cersei threatens to shoot each member of the Bat team with a crossbow before Ryan intervenes, and this is where we see two Batwomen going at it for the first time, because this is something you usually would see in comic books mostly, or sometimes occasionally in animation, where you have a good Bat character and you have the other Bat character who's usually gone out of control. So this was quite a good fight scene. The team managed to escape and threatens to shoot Kate with a crossbow, but she leaves with the Batsuit and all of the trophies from Bruce Wayne's trophy room. Taravov and Cyanosis look over the Batman trophies, and Cyanosis argues that he's going to succeed where all of those villains have failed. He provides Taravov with vials of Bane's venom. Now this could get good. Maybe we might see an Arrowverse version of Bane in the season finale. You never know. Meanwhile, with NC, Cersei cuts apart Ryan's Batsuit and draws a large scratch across the Bat symbol. Meanwhile, Alice dumps Ocean's ashes in the sea and is confronted by Sapphire. Sapphire threatens to kill Alice if she doesn't move on from Ocean's drama and tells her to come back to Coriana with her, where the cutting from Poison Ivy's vine is going to help rebuild the Desert Rose entirely. Sapphire confirms that she's working with Cersei, and in a roundabout way that Kate isn't okay. Sapphire argues that she's all the family Alice has left and stabs her with the Desert Rose dagger, knocking her unconscious until she can get her family back. And that wraps up my review on episode 17 of Batwoman, and that's how this episode concludes. Overall, very good episode. Very much enjoyed this one a lot. You know, Cersei/Kate stealing the Batsuit and scratching it all up and making it her own twisted way was quite an interesting way to close this episode. So this possibly could set up a showdown between Batwoman, Ryan Wilder's Batwoman, and Cersei/Kate Kane's Batwoman. So that could be very interesting. And we also have seen possibility that we could have a Arrowverse take on Bane. Obviously, it's not going to be the original Bane that we all know, but just the fact they're hinting at possibly seeing a version of Bane is quite interesting. But this was a very good episode. Apart from the whole secret identity thing getting tossed around like a hot potato, very much enjoyed this one a lot. And as I said, the last few episodes of the show have been some of the show's best. And I'm really looking forward to the next episode, which is episode 18 and the season 2 finale. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What did you think of episode 17? Did you enjoy it? What was your thoughts on Cersei and / Kate stealing the Batsuit? Do you think she could turn herself into a corrupted version of Batwoman? And also, what about Black Mask saying that he's going to succeed where the other villains have failed? What do you think he means by that? And where does Bane's venom play into it? Could we actually see an Arrowverse version of Bane for the first time? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for the final edition of the Batwoman Season 2 review series, where I am going to be talking about episode 18, which I am very much looking forward to talking about, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to end Season 2. So until next time, take care everybody, and stay safe, and once again, thanks for listening.